Hi folks, welcome back to episode 5 in the series What Happens When a Decrepit Bloke in his 50s starts going to the gym 5 times a week. And I'm 3 months in now, so I thought we'd have a chat about my experiences so far. So really with this series moving forward, I'm going to be sharing my experiences along the way. So if I have any epiphanies on my training or things that go right and things that go wrong, I'll share them. If you ask specific questions, then that might trigger me to create a video talking about that topic. But yeah, so you're going to get my thoughts and opinions of how it's going. Of course, it's a long, slow process growing muscle. You have to trust the process. It's not to do with what you do for a day, a week, or a month. It takes time, months, years to affect a serious change to your musculature. So, I say I'm 3 months in now, but I'm very positive at this point because I'm seeing real change. The strategy I'm using in the gym is clearly working and working well. I've got, all sorts of muscles popping up. So the muscles that were saggy are now firm and growing. And there are muscles where there were basically no muscles there before in my forearms. My chest is much, much larger. My shoulders are much, much more powerful. I feel stronger. To be honest with you, I've not felt this good, this strong since my 20s. It's marvellous. And that's after just 3 months. Now, am I all of a sudden muscle bound? No, of course I'm not. And honestly, that's not the reason for doing this anyway. But yeah, to get big, you have to be at it for a long time. But yeah, I'm not in this for, being bronzed and covered in baby oil with, glistening muscles. That's really not what this is about. It's about getting back the strength I used to have in my youth and then being able to carry that forward into my old age. I mean, what I don't want is to end up being in that retirement home and the nurse going to sister, "Oh, I'm sorry, matron, we didn't get Mr. Donnelly quick enough, and he's weed all over the park and old chair in the restroom," because you end up being too weak and you can't actually get out of a chair. It happens. And so that's as you get older, you have more sensible goals than the aesthetics you might have had when you were young and foolish. I'm not young and foolish anymore. I'm just old and foolish. But anyway, so at 3 months in, you've just got to trust the process. You say it's not to do with what happens in a day or a week or a month. You've got to be at it. And it's really about making steady, incremental progress. It's about day in, day out, putting the training in, pushing. So, and now that, as I said in the previous video, my technique is not so much about massive weight, because I know that if I do that, I would hurt myself, I'd injure myself, and I would then not be able to do the consistency that you need to make this happen. The approach I'm taking is to do more volume. So starting with a lightweight with lots of reps and then going up and up and up and up the weight until I'm at failure. And that's working really well. And then at the end of the session, moving off to do, when you get tired and your form starts to get a bit sloppy, to then use some of those machines that are in the gym. So, and it's working. It's really working. So what else is happening? Well, new clothes. That's certainly, and one from practicality, basically. Sweatpants are marvellous if you go into the gym or not, because otherwise you're constantly changing your clothes. So, but yeah, also it's nice to have some, clothes that fit you a bit better. And one thing I have noticed is that my t-shirts are starting to ride up because I'm assuming that my chest is expanding, my shoulders are expanding. I'm getting the V shape. I'm starting to change shape, so that I've got the V shape starting to develop in my neck from the traps. My shoulders are broadening. My chest is expanding, and so all this is pulling the fabric up a little bit. I'm all right yet, but eventually I suppose I'll have to go up a size. It's a bit of a shame. I've been Marks and Spencer's 34 trouser size medium top, which for quite a while, which has been very handy because you can go straight in and go to the clearance aisle, because most Marks and Spencer shoppers are larger than that. But yeah, so jogging pants. What else? In the gym, I've started, when I started out, I was wearing my running kit because that's what you got. But now I'm wearing gym kit. Specifically, I'm wearing a vest top. So I'll go in with a hoodie on, and then I'll have that on while I'm warming up till I start to sweat, and then I take it off. And underneath, I'll have a vest on. And now, this is not for the benefit of anyone else that goes along and, hey, look at me, look at me in a vest, oh, look at this. It's not. It's for me. And it's about getting a positive feedback loop. So you start to get pumped up, and you're in the gym and you're looking at yourself in the mirror. And with a vest on, you can see the muscles working. You can see them swelling as you get pumped up. You can see them working, flexing as you exercise. You can see the sinews start to strain. You can see the veins start to pop out. And it's motivating. When you get pumped up and you can see it's working, it makes you want to do a couple more reps. It makes you put in an extra set at the end. And really, it's about just keeping pushing all the time without injuring yourself is the key to success, I think. And most of it's mental, isn't it? It's leaning into the pain and enjoying it. I am loving doing the gym. You have to enjoy doing it because you're going to spend. You've got to be consistently doing it all the time for a long period of time for it to work. So, positive feedback loop. It's working. Muscles are growing. What else have we got to say? Running. So most of the stuff to do with running is tangential, really. I hope that this process is going to help my running. But it's hard to quantify. One is, the pain in my hip and down my leg. It's not gone yet, but the bouts are less frequent. And when I do get one, the pain isn't as much. So it's working. That muscle the glute muscle is starting to build, and it's reducing my symptoms. That's great. But most of the benefit to running is to do with your running form, really. Is that, having good running form means you're less likely to get injured because it's when you get tired, that's when you biomechanically you dragging a leg or leaning or whatever, and it's putting stress on something, and that's when you get injured. So hopefully having a stronger running form will help prevent injury. And also that strong running form, particularly for longer runs, is important, because what as you get tired, what happens is you end up hunching over, and so you then, because you're hunched over, you can't suck in as much air into your lungs, and you feel worse and worse and worse. So being strong, having a strong core and back, hopefully will help me to be able to perform better on longer efforts. Hard to quantify though. And then anyway, I say the benefits of doing the weight training are broader than just the running. It's just a general feeling of wellness, really. Are there any negatives? I should really mention any negatives. One thing I'm getting is stiffness in my hands, particularly when I wake up in the morning. They can be stiff, and that is because all the exercises I'm doing are holding dumbbells or using a machine. Almost all of them involves using your hands and gripping, and so my hands will be getting stronger. But yeah, because no matter what I'm doing, pretty much I'm using my hands. They can feel a bit stiff at times. I'm sure they'll just get stronger over time. I'm using a bit more ibuprofen because sometimes, you wake up and you go, a bit of a pain there or whatever. The other night I'd done my 5 sessions for the week, and it was a Sunday, and I'd already done 5 sessions by the Saturday, so I didn't do anything. I went running on the Sunday, but I didn't do a gym on the Sunday. And I got to bedtime on the Sunday, and I discovered that I couldn't actually sit up in bed or roll over either, because I'd done one of the machines for stomach exercises on was it the Saturday? It might have even been the Friday. So yeah, I try not to take too many painkillers, but there are times when a little bit of pain relief helps. And what are the other negatives? Getting the right balance between running and weight training is still something I'm trying to figure out. Because obviously I've only got a certain amount of time in a week to exercise on top of all the other things I'm doing. Trying to run my day business, and as well as trying to do Run Adventure and doing all the housework as well. So at the moment I'm sort of getting about 3 runs in a week, and I really want to be doing 4 runs a week, or even 5. So that's something I need to sort of find a happy medium, because I do have a race coming up, so I do need to build the volume for running a bit. But that's where we are, 3 months in, and I'm feeling good. I'm feeling strong. I can highly recommend doing this. You'll feel better for it. I am. So, I'll carry on. And I'll report in. I don't know when the next one will be. Perhaps 6. Well, I don't know. We'll see. Next time I've got something I really want to share with you. Have I covered everything? I think so. I'm just going to keep pushing at the gym. Okay, that's it for now. So take care, and I'll speak to you all next time.